Hello, and welcome to this collective and timeless reading. This is E-Star Tarot, and today I'm going to be asking what is going to happen for this collective the next 30 days. I'm just kind of curious what's, I don't know, I just feel like there's this energy going on right now that I feel like something could happen, or I just feel like the next 30 days is going to be significant. So I really want to see what's going to happen. Well, sometimes we have to be surprised and accept the surprise, but it's nice to have a little preview, isn't it? So let's just see here. Oh, completion. 4 of Wands. Interesting. We got Venus and Aries here. This makes me think of the Wheel of Fortune too, but it's isn't the 4 of Wands? Because there's a 4 there, but I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh, it is 4 Wands. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me. That could be a message. But there's a lot of rams and birds in here. I feel like the rams are with Aries and then the bird is with Venus. Or, yeah, Venus and Aries. Interesting. Maybe there's going to be something about taking action when it comes to love, or to something to do with following your heart's desire even. But like 4 of Wands, I always think of 1111, you know, because it's 4 wands standing up, and that's usually how you see the cards in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. It's these people walking through 4 wands, and there's kind of 2 and 2, like 1111. So there's something about manifestation here, like you're taking action on your manifestations. And the completion part, this is like a manifestation coming into being, and you're taking action like Aries. You know, Aries energy is that very initial start, that initial pulse of initiation. Oh gosh, I don't think that was anything. I think that was just messiness. But I did see 6 of Cups there, so there could be something. If it comes out again, oh, this card just turned. Whoa, Knight of Swords. Okay, Knight of Swords. This is interesting. And there we got the birds again. This is so interesting. What's going on here? This is another, like, we were just talking about taking action with Aries, and here, this is the card in the whole of the tarot. I feel like this is the most, like, swift action card there is, except for maybe, like, 8 of Wands. But yeah, the Knight of Swords can almost be, like, brash. He's going into something so fast, but sometimes that energy is needed. Sometimes that energy is what's required of us to make something happen. I'm really drawn to his fairy wings. He's like a fairy prince here. Yeah. Something going on. And these birds coming with him, it's almost like your guides, right? They're helping you to take swift action right now, because maybe you've not been moving forward as much as you'd liked, and you're getting a little pushed forward maybe. Yeah, something about things are going to move quickly in this coming month. The next 30 days, because we're not at the beginning of the month. We're actually really in the middle of the month, but something just made me feel like it. Oh, interesting. I'm going to take this first card here. Reverse Queen of Swords. That is interesting, because look, she's the Queen of Swords can be quite like in her reverse, she's kind of critical, very you know, like I kind of think of like a mean mother. You know, like those ones that kind of shoot you down and criticize everything you do, and she's got the head of someone, like she cut off the head of someone with her sword here, right? And in her upright, for someone that's like very empowering, it's like you're using your words to take out adversaries that kind of deserve it. But in this reverse position, I'm thinking like this is someone who's like nasty and mean for no good reason. And you got the knight and the queen here, so it's almost like a mother and son situation. That might resonate with someone here. But yeah, this is definitely it's almost like this knight is taking off and getting away from this person who isn't very good for them. So take it how you will, but it's like you've defeated this person. And they were up in the clouds. They were high on their throne before, but it's like now you've unseated them. Taking back your power. Yeah. Maybe you've completed a cycle with this person. And Four of Wands, that often refers to our home, right? Like where we live. It can be a card of finding a home, of coming home to something. But where you've got it here with the reverse queen, maybe it's that you're refining your home. Taking flight to a different home, because he's taking flight, right? He's got wings, right? Very interesting. These cards are really jumpy today too. I usually don't drop the cards all that much, but they dropped twice, really in a really heavy way. I've got two more here, and I think that's about all I need. Ace of Disc. Wow. Wow. And this matches so well with, look, Four of Wands, like the colors and the circular imagery. That is interesting. Very interesting. And Ace of Pentacles can be a new opportunity in the material world. So often I always think of like a new chance for adventure in your career, in your living situation, in your material world. So, and you got these like angelic wings here. Yeah. Definitely. And look, there's 3 little coins, and I don't know if you can see it there, but 3 little coins in the middle. So I'm feeling 3 within this new opportunity. There's 3 blessings coming in for you. 3 blessings, yeah. And Dominion. Oh my God, so many cards of like your home and where you live and your situation of where you are in the world. 2 Wands, yeah, because 2 Wands can be like he stands with the 2 Wands and he's ready to go out on a journey. Almost like the Fool. And then we got Mars there. Mars is connected to Aries. Aries, the planet of Aries is Mars, the war planet. Maybe you're an Aries. But if not, I think it's just that that Aries energy, like that connects to the Emperor as well. It's that taking charge of your life, taking charge of your situation. I get that really strongly. Like you're deciding to go for something. You're deciding to take a chance on a new opportunity that's being presented to you. And it's going to involve changing your location, changing where you live, your home. And if that's not the case for you, you're no plans to move. Although I think you might be surprised, even if you're not, you might end up in that situation. It could also be referring to your energy. Like you're changing so much. It's like your home base, your temple of who you are is changing on a foundational level. Yeah, I'm getting foundation with Ace of Discs. So your foundations are changing, your creative pursuits are realigning. So yeah, I get that really strongly. You're going to be a big new journey. Let's get a Seed and Sickle card here. Yeah. Very interesting. So no big opportunities coming in for you. Maybe you can get some more specifics on what that will be. Three? And we talked about 3 blessings there. Well, here's your 3 blessings. That's so funny. Let me straighten these cards up a bit. I'm so bad at straight lines. I don't know if you can tell, but sometimes I just can't seem to line things up very straight. I mean, it looks straight to me, but sometimes on camera I look and I'm like, oh, that's not very straight. Oh my gosh, dandelion. Oh, wow. Dandelion, chamomile, and bramble. Okay. This is, maybe I shouldn't have looked all at once and should have processed it a little more slowly, but I'm getting really that for dandelion, you know, I don't know if you know this about, like, I don't know what country this is an expression, but dandelion children are often children that, you know, they go through a rough experience, like, often have rough childhoods, and then they transform in their life because they go through that experience, and that's represented in the dandelion's stages, because, you know, it turns, at first it's bright yellow, like, you know, it's almost like a whole different flower, and then it turns into a puffball, it turns white, and then it blows away. So its seeds disperse, right? So that's sort of like you've gone through a huge transformation, a huge one. And it's like you're having a rebirth right now. You're going into a new life, new career, new location even. So, and with this mother figure here that, you know, has been overturned, I'd say you're overcoming the challenges of your past, probably in relation to your mother. Maybe you've had a narcissistic mother or abusive mother, one with mental health issues, something like that. It's, you know, it can be really rough and it can really hold us back for a long time. And there's a grief with that. There's this really powerful grief that we can feel when we finally come out of that, because we spend a lot of time feeling like it's normal. You know, it's a whole journey just to realize it's not normal, right? When you've had a, you know, a rough family situation, or you've been, you know, through abuse, it's like there's a grieving process for the life you could have lived if you had not gone through that, right? So, you know, maybe take the time to process that out of your system, because, and it's not that it will go away. You know, things that shape us will always be with us, but I think, you know, we can come to a place where those things don't have control over us. They don't direct our lives. They don't throw us into an emotional trigger like they used to. We can get to a place like that. It just takes time and giving ourselves space to do so, to feel that sadness that we've had for so long. You know, it's inside of us. Our inner child can be really wounded, and because it would never got the nurturing that it needed. And so, yeah, take the time, because you deserve that. You deserve to have the time to feel that sadness within you. And if we don't, it's just going to fester, right? Yeah. And, you know, chamomile, it encourages leaning on a strong relationship or companionship. To get you through that. So if you have good friends or companions around you that can help you go through that, and that doesn't, if you know, if you're all alone, you can talk to a therapist or to your guides or angels. Those that are around you can help you. There's always people around us that can help us. We just have to be open to them. And even ourselves, like we can be there for ourselves. And I know that's like, it's not as satisfying, but sometimes we can. But, with chamomile can carry the suggestion that there will be someone. So, maybe be open to that as well. Like there might be someone coming in that's going to help you specifically to overcome this pain. Or even just to be someone else in your life. Like maybe because you're letting this energy go, someone new is coming in that can be a greater presence in your life. It could be someone, like, I think that's what this action energy is about. Like you're taking action, and so the universe is responding and being like, okay, so because they can't bring you something unless you're willing to shed the old, right? And that's sort of like the test, right? And once they see that you are willing to go through that and to challenge yourself, or that you just show that you're ready for something new by leaving that thing behind, that's when the new thing comes in. It's like, if you had a very practical example of that, it's like, say you were holding on to these like jogging pants forever. Like I know it's a random example, but like, and you're just like, well, what if I don't find new ones that I like? Like, I better keep holding on to these ones, but they have holes in them. It's not very warm, and you need a warmer one. And it's like the universe is kind of telling you get rid of it, but you don't have that guarantee of a new one yet. But sometimes you got to let it go first. And then suddenly you're going to see the perfect one in a shop window. And I know that's like a very strange example to use, but that's kind of a simplistic way to put how the universe works. It's like you've got to let go of things sometimes to show that you are ready for that new thing. And then they'll be ready to give it to you as soon as you show that you are ready. Because if they give it to you and you're not ready, you might miss the chance. You might miss the opportunity, or you might not respond to it in the same way as you did, as you would have if you didn't do that process of letting go. So yeah, take that how it resonates. It's sort of a random example. Yeah. And think about who you're around too. Like, who do you want to be around? Right? Do you want to be around someone that is like the people you've always been around that haven't really served you? Or do you need someone new? Do you need someone who resonates with the new you? Right? So maybe you need to do that. Maybe you need to assess what it is you truly want in another person. If this, I get this strongly that there could be someone coming in, a sort of companion, someone who's going to help you along. And I get that because I see this red thread here, and it really makes me think of red thread, like, like a soulmate. Yeah. Maybe you got a soulmate coming in. And it's tied to this new path, this new career, this like destiny. I get destiny from this. There's just like a really something powerful with this. You were held back, but it's because this is the perfect timing for you to do what you came here to do on this planet. Yeah. Hmm. Bramble is it reminds us to be prepared, because you never know what's around the next corner. So, and sometimes it can be like a warning, but with here in this reading, I feel like it's like you don't know what's around the I just got like Pocahontas, Just Around the River Bend. That song, how does it go? I think it's just called Just Around the River Bend is the song, where she's singing about, um, her father wants her to marry Kocoum, and he tells her to be steady like the river, and then she's like, but the river's not steady, the river's always moving. And then she sings a whole song about I'm waiting just around the river bend to see, or I look once more just around the river bend. So maybe that's what it is. Your destiny is just around the corner. Maybe even your destined person is just around the corner. And you need to look once more. Yeah. And it's also about protection. Like something will catch you even if you fall. And there's a 44 here, which is, like angelic protection. So this is really guided from your angels. Your ancestors, spirit guides, they're all trying to help you along on the right path. They're protecting you and they're guiding you. They're not going to let you fall. Yeah. Get Ostera card. I'm feeling Ostera right now. Yeah, what else is around the corner for the next 30 days? We're definitely going to be guided and protected. Oh, whoa. I flipped the card and then the others flipped, but I think it was this one. Is it this one? Yeah, just the aquamarine. But it was funny, it kind of flipped over and then it flipped back. Allow the crystalline waters to illuminate the sorrows that need the salve of your presence. Yeah. So maybe an aquamarine could be an important crystal for you right now, but I'm getting with this is like dive deep into your emotions. Dive deep into what's been haunting you. Yeah, like, and this could be to do with this relationship or with childhood, or even what sort of negative thinking is holding you back from this opportunity. I don't think you necessarily are. I think you're being very strongly guided, and I think you're going to go for it, especially with this action energy. But I think it's also, yeah, it's warning you to not just only take action, take moments of stillness. Take moments to process how you're feeling through the whole journey. Yeah. Make sure you're not ignoring your feelings while you're going through this. Because it's a big journey. It's a big step. It's a big leap. And, there's going to be things that you're going to want to brush under the rug and not process. Because maybe you just want to escape and get away and get to something new and start a new life. Like, hurry, hurry, hurry. Like, maybe that's the warning here with Knight of Swords, is that, don't rush so much that you're not... It's almost like your guides are trying to catch up with you. Like, wait. Yeah, you're leaping so fast, and they're, like, trying to slow you down a little bit just to... not because you're on the wrong path, but to say, hey, make sure you're assessing how you feel. Yeah. I got a weird feeling from this card here. 18, gratitude. 18 is the number of the moon card as well. So, what can be hidden from us? She's sort of like hidden in the woods, isn't she? It's all dark around. All that I am and all that I will be, that I'll be. Forever in gratitude, all eternity be. Yeah. Gratitude is such a good tool for connecting with our guides, because like they're doing so much work for us all the time to help us. Like here, they're rushing and they're almost like being overworked. And taking a moment to stop and thank them is so powerful. And it's also a way to build a relationship, to connect with them. So, if that's something that resonates, maybe you should start having a gratitude practice. And gratitude can be so helpful for things like, it's also helpful for us because when we experience that feeling of gratitude, we can, we see a change in our frequency too. And that helps our anxiety, our depression. Like gratitude can be one of the greatest cures for depression. And I know it sounds strange because like when you're in that depressive state, it's really hard to think, well, what's good about right now? I don't feel good. But sometimes when we force ourselves to say it anyway, we suddenly realize that we are grateful, that we do have things to be grateful for, because we name all the things that are good in our lives. Because they're like, well, I am grateful for this. Like, I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I have access to hot water. I'm grateful that I have food to eat every day. There's so many things to be grateful for that we take for granted, that, someone else would be dying for. Right? Because like, what's that saying? Someone's trash is another person's treasure. But also to your past self, where you have gone and the journeys you've been on, like your past self dreamed about that. Your past self wanted you to get there, and or thought that they never could get there. But then here you are in the future, and look at you now. So, it's just because the trick of the present is that we often forget where we've been, right? And sometimes we've come a long journey from really painful places, and like, sometimes like I go back to like being like a child and thinking I could never be the person I am today, but here I am, right? When I was younger, I could never be confident enough to speak on camera, or, just to do things even spontaneously like I do on in these videos. I used to be someone who could would have to plan, and because I was so nervous of like doing something wrong, or doing something not knowing what to say or something like that, if I was doing like, I don't know, a presentation or something. But now look at me, I like to do things spontaneously. I like to just go with the flow and see what happens. So, you never know who you can become and where you can go. Because once you're on the journey, you kind of forget the past. You forget all that you've done and all that you've like been through. And you're called back to remember every hurdle that you conquered, and to have such gratitude for how you got there. Like, that wasn't an accident. That was you doing the work, but also, guidance. There's angels guiding your steps to get to the best situation possible. And maybe that's hard to think about sometimes, because we go through bad things and think, well, did they let me go through that? That horrible thing that happened to me? Well, it's true. Yeah, sometimes they do, but sometimes it's for a purpose. It was to teach you something. It was to create the you that is now. The person that, has that strength. Like, because maybe you going through that experience will help someone else. Like, you'll be able to help someone else because you went through the experience. Yeah, and take it as you will. I know it's hard when there's been rough things in the past that we don't want to accept as, part of our purpose or part of our destiny, but, it can help to go back and reanalyze, how we got to where we are and how we became who we are. Sometimes, we can look back and be like, well, that was tough, but if I hadn't done that, I never would have learned this, or I never would have taken that path, or I never would have become the person I am today. It's like, if you take all the bad experiences out and leave only the good, would you be the same person? And do you want to be a different person necessarily? Because you've gained so much knowledge just to get to now, right? I'm just noticing these numbers. There's a 33 for Dandelion. That's a big master number, big transformational number. And then 44. So 33, 44. And then you got 49 here. And 3 times 3 is 9. And then 4, it's just something funny going on with these numbers here. So I don't know. Do 4s and 3s mean something to you? Maybe you're 34 or 43. But yeah. Protection and guidance is what I'm getting. 3s, I think of like your guidance and intuition. And then 4 is like the protection, right? So I think I'm going to get an angel number. I just said angel number. Do you see angel numbers? Maybe that's something that means something to you. But I was reaching for the angel cards, actually. The archangels. But yeah, maybe you're seeing angel numbers right now. Those can be really big signs. I know I see them like quite frequently. Some people don't believe in them, but like No, they're real. When you see those sequences of numbers and they keep appearing to you in odd ways, like, yeah, it's not a coincidence. It's good to look up what they mean too, because maybe there's a message there for you. Or sometimes it's just a nod from your guides or the universe saying, hey, don't forget me. I'm here too. Yeah, let's see what we got. Divine order, yeah. Perfect. It's all in divine order, right? Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusions and see underlying order. Yeah, so whatever for the next, what's happening in the next 30 days for you is you're processing a lot and you're learning to have gratitude as you move forward into this new life that you're creating. And the universe is trying to just say, hey, while all that's going on, remember that this is how it's supposed to be. Remember that this is your destiny. Maybe you're going to have some past life remembrances as well. Not sure why, but I'm feeling that strongly right now. So be prepared. Be prepared. Maybe something from the past is going to teach you something in the present. And not just your past, but like a past life. Here we go. Gentleness. Archangel Sandalphon. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. That's like Chamomile's saying. Give yourself the right people, the right environments, so that you can take this journey. It's a hard journey to go on. It's a big leap of faith you're taking right now. And it's part of the divine order, but it doesn't make it any less challenging or disruptive, because we have to change who we are. So, or we have to let go of what's comfortable, right? Even if it was toxic. So yeah, just be gentle. Be gentle with yourself, because you have a big destiny to fulfill. And your angels, guides, and ancestors want you to be ready for it and prepare for it. So take extra rest right now. You know, you might have a lot to do, and you might be filled with new ideas about what you want to get done, which is fine. You know, take advantage of the energy, but treat yourself kindly as you go, right? Your sorrows need the salve of your presence. So just make sure you're taking that time, right? Take the time. You deserve the time to process everything that's happening to you. There's a big new destiny on the way, and you're gonna need the rest for it. That's all I'm saying. You've cut loose from something. So, you know, sometimes when we make a big accomplishment, it's like we need that big rest after. It's like maybe if you did a big you know, if there was some event you were preparing for and you were stressing and stretching and stretching, and then, you know, the thing happens, and then we get that like lull after where we're like, oh, we suddenly let all the tension out of our bodies, and then we're like, oh my God, I need a nap. So maybe that's kind of what you're in right now. You're in the lull after something big happened, a big release. So you need that gentleness with yourself. You need to acknowledge it. Acknowledge the stress and give yourself some a break. Give yourself, you know, have a little fun too. Maybe have a little like night out, or like a night in. I do nights in a lot, so my night out is a night in sometimes. But you know, you can make that fun, right? You can do something fun for yourself. Have a little party for yourself, even if it's a party of one. I did that the other night, and it was great. I ate a bunch of like this cooked food I made that was really good, and watched, you know, one of my favorite holiday season shows, and you know, it was fun. Like, do what you would, you know, what if you've been someone that hasn't been able to have a lot of fun for a long time, maybe because you've been through it. Reach back to childhood. Think about what was fun in childhood and do that. Just go for that. Do something fun. That lets that inner child have a little bit of joy, you know? Don't always be the working adult. We need to switch it up sometimes. Okay, I think that's what's coming in for you in the next 30 days is you're going to be cutting loose from something and you're going to need a lot of rest and relaxation and good people around you. So make sure you remember to do that for the next 30 days. Okay? All right. Thanks for staying to the end of the video. I hope you liked it. And if you want to show that, you can like the video or leave a comment. And yeah, take care of yourself. I'll see you again.